Beautiful people. How are you all doing today? I hope you are all having the most amazing day. Okay, so I've come yet on to share with you another creative project. So this time around we'll be making a pair of shoes, upcycling using all parts of from a bag. So let me pull my chair together. So I have this part here. This is like I had this River Island bag that I've had for quite some time. So this is the bag handle. This is the bag handle. Look at that. As you can see this part was on the side of the bag, and then this is the handle. I was traveling a while back, and the bag snapped. And I've been managing that bag for a while actually. But you know what? I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to now repurpose that bag into something else. So this is the bag handle. And then these are the parts from the bag. So I'm going to be incorporating that. I mean, the bag is still intact because I'm still using the bag to store my belts and stuff like that. But I've taken some parts from the bag that I'm going to use in this project as well. So these are all parts from the bag, okay? So obviously we need a pair of shoes. I love my babouche. My babouche shoes. I love them. They're nice and soft. They're like, I wear them everywhere. I make quite a few of these for my shoe collection. So they're really, really nice and comfortable. Oh, it's so soft. Nice Moroccan leather. It's beautiful. So I'll also be using all parts of jewelry. So I've got this necklace here. I love the necklace, but I think it's time for me to kind of reuse that again. Okay, so I'll be using a pair of old earrings. Yay! I'll be using that also in my shoes as well. And then also this part again is from the bag as well. So this was on the side of the bag, so I'm going to be using that too. So I'll be using also, let me see if I can find them. How many have I got? It's supposed to be 6 altogether. Six rope end caps. So I'm going to be using 6 rope end caps. So this is like a gold filled rope end cap. So I'm going to be using that 6 of those. And then I've got like a selection of jump rings, different sizes I'm going to be using as well in my shoe project as well. And I've got like some old chains, parts of old chain I'm going to be using too as well. And I've got 2 large lobster clasps that I'll be using as well. And then also for my gluing, I'm going to use Uhu glue, but if you have E6000 glue, you can use the E6000 glue. And I'm going to also be using super glue as well. And then I'll also be using a pencil to mark the areas on my leather. And then I'll also be using, interestingly enough, some screwdriver, because I need to take out some screws. There's some screws on the bag handle, so I'm just going to be taking that out as well. And then for my tools, I'm going to be using round nose plier and chain nose plier as well, just to open up. Actually, I normally use 2 chain nose pliers to open and close my jump rings, so I'll be using those tools as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's move all these things out of the way, and then we're going to start creating. Yay! Okay, so to start off with, I'm going to go ahead and stuff my shoes with some paper. So I'm going to stuff my shoes, make sure that I have enough for it. Okay, so I like to stuff it up so that at least I'll have like a base that I'm working on, so it's not like completely flat. Okay, so once I'm done that, so I'm just going to grab my bag handle. So this is my bag handle. So this lovely brass detailing here, all right? So it's a beautiful bag. Honestly, I've worn that bag for like years and years and years. So, but obviously it's time to reuse it, all right? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to now cut. So this is the bag handle. I'm going to cut from here on the bag handle, okay? And I'm gonna save this part for maybe use it as a bracelet or something for a future project, okay? So what I'm going to do is, using my scissors, I'm going to now cut so on top of my bag handle, okay? So once I cut it, it looks like that, okay? Oh my goodness, what have they got in there? It's like loads of fabric. They've stuffed it with loads of fabrics. Oh my goodness, look, there's loads of fabrics in there. Okay, now I'm going to cut the same thing. I'm going to measure out, because obviously I need 2 It's a lovely leather bag, actually. It's really, really nice. Like I said, it's one of those big bags. I don't know that they still make the same, because it's been a while since I went to that shop, to River Island. But they make some cracking stuff. Okay, so that, oh God, I can't believe it's got like fabric in there. They've lined it with fabric. Can you see? There's like colorful fabrics that they've put in there to stuff the leather. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Anyway. All right, let's not move away from that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is with that, I'm going to place that one to one side. I'm going to take the tip of my leather. I'm going to grab hold of my rope end cap, which is this rope end cap is this here. Okay, I'm going to try and see whether it fits in. Hopefully it should fit in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of my uhu glue. I'm going to dab a little bit of the uhu glue and then swerve it around my bead end cap. Okay, so no, I don't put too much. I just put like enough and then swivel it around. And I'm going to put my super glue as well, just for extra bond strength. Okay, so I'm just going to line my super glue around the rope end cap. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of the tip of my bag handle. I'm going to squash it in. So I'm just going to grab one of my round nose pliers just to help to force the cap, the leather handle into the cap. Okay, so once I've done that, just twist it, making sure that all the parts are gone in on the side. Push it in, and then keep pushing it in, okay, till everything is gone in. And then on your rope end cap, make sure that the hole on the rope end cap is facing this way, not forward, facing to the sides. Okay, all right. So when you're putting your rope end cap, just bear that in mind, that the hole on the loop on the rope end cap should be facing this side. As you can see, that's what it looks like here, but we need it to be facing that way. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to place it on the shoe like so. All right, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab part of my bag, which is this part here. Okay, so I've got the seam still showing. That's the back of the bag. This part was in front of the bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out. Let me put my slippers to one side. I'm going to measure out. You see here, I've got the screws which was attached onto the bag. So I'm just going to now, let me see what I can just wiggle it here so I can make a dent. Okay, so I've made a dent. Okay, here. Okay, so I've made a dent here. So I'm just going to use my scissors. Let me make it again. Let me push it down. Okay. Okay, so once I've done, I'm just going to use my pencil to make a dent here where I need to screw that part down. So I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm going to trim off this rough end that I don't need, okay? And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab hold of my screwdriver. I'm going to take out the screw on the back. So that's the screw there. And I'm going to take out the screw here as well. There's 3 screws. Alright, so just take out the screws. And then I'm going to take out the screw here. Okay. Okay. Alright. So I've got all my screws out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now, okay, we need to figure out how to put that screw. So this is where the front is, and then this is where we've placed. So we need to essentially screw them back. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my thing, just place a hole here. I think that's where it is here. There's one of the hole here, and okay, let's do that one first. So I'm just gonna take my screw, pass it back through here, the back. Actually, let me just make a hole a little bit here, and then pass that there. Let me get my round nose plier. Just make a little hole, okay? And then I'm gonna grab my screw. I'm gonna screw that down. Hold on. Okay, let me push that out first. I think maybe push that through. Okay, push that through, and then pass that through here, and then I'm gonna screw that down. So hopefully it's going in and it's just not spinning. Okay, it's going in. That's fine, it's gone in. Alright, so once I've done that, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the two sides as well. Okay, so once I've done the screwing, sorry, I'm just having to move my chair around. Okay, so once I've done the screwing, that's what it looks like at the back. Okay, and that's the front of the, so you can see we've screwed the bag handle onto the other part of the shoe leather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my shoe, I'm going to place my bag handle here. Okay, so but what I'm going to do is I'm going to now go ahead and trim off this part of my leather, because obviously I really want it to just end here. Okay, so I'm just going to bend my leather like so, and then I'm going to now go ahead and cut it. So I'm cutting off this part of the bag. Okay, so once I've cut it back, I'm left with this like so here. Okay, then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab my uhu glue. I'm going to spread my uhu glue thinly onto my leather here. Alright, so I'm just going to spread that thinly. Alright, and I'm going to place it here. I normally use use uhu glue and super glue together as well, but when you're doing this, please make sure you do it in a ventilated area, because obviously you're using super glue and uhu glue, which is quite toxic. So make sure that you're using it in a well ventilated area. So once I've done that, I'm just going to press. Okay, so just make sure I press all the corners together. Okay, press. All right, so that's what it looks like here. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just wipe my brass area, because I don't want anything, if I've got like glue on it, so whilst the glue is still wet, I can just go ahead and just wipe it clean. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my shoe, so I'll place my shoe here. All right, so I'm now going to stick my shoe down. All right, I'm going to stick it down. So to stick it down, I'm going to use my uhu glue again. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my uhu glue and just spread it thinly onto the surface here, the back of my bag handle. All right, so spread, and then here again I'm going to spread the corners. Okay, all right, so then again I'm going to go ahead and use super glue. Again, you don't have to use super glue if you don't have any, but you can always use uhu glue or E6000 glue. But it's obviously because I want this to dry as quickly as possible for this project, then I'm using both. Okay, and also I use both as well for that added strength anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of my glued part. I'm not going to, you see on my slippers, I've got this middle part here, which is quite good. But if you don't have that on your shoes, you can always find the middle part on your shoes. Okay, so I'm just going to place my bag handle onto my shoe and then press. Okay, so at this point you might have to leave yours for 24 hours to dry. Okay, but I'm just going to press. Okay, press, and then once you're done pressing, then you have to leave it. Again, if you have any bit like on your shoe, the glue, just wipe it clean. Okay, just wipe it off, because you don't want the uhu glue or the E6000 glue or the super glue to be on your bras. Okay, just wipe it clean, just flatten, and then flatten it here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more super glue onto this side of my shoe here, just onto the leather here. Okay, and then I'm going to now press. All right, press. Okay, so hold it down So when you're doing this as well, it's best that you leave yours to dry for 24 hours if you wish, okay? Leave it to dry for that long because obviously you want it to stay on longer. All right, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to grab hold of my earring. All right, I'm going to grab hold of my earring. This is my earring and this is the earring part on the earring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, I'm going to use on my side cutter and cut out the part of that earring. Okay, I don't need that part. Okay, let me clear this space here. All right, and then once I've cut out that bit on the earrings, I'm left with, if you feel like there's some parts, you can always file it down or even snip it off. And then once I'm done, I'm left with this earring post here, this earring pendant here. So I'm going to go ahead and place my earring just above my bag handle like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a hold of my uhu glue again. I'm going to put quite a generous amount onto my earrings like so. I'm making sure I focus on the corners again as well because I need that too. So I'm going to put that to one side. Again, I'm using super glue again. Again, when you're doing this, please do be careful. Alright? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle point of my earring. I'm now going to place that onto my back handle, okay? So move and then place. Again, once you're doing this, leave this for 24 hours so that it can dry, okay? So for 24 hours, all right? Okay? All right, so once you're done, it should look something like that. All right, that's what it looks like. And if you feel like the back here is, as it's lifting, as you can see on the side, I'm gonna go ahead and put some more glue there. And I'm gonna take out my stuffing. And I'm gonna now press. Okay, ooh. Just quickly wipe that quickly whilst it's still wet. So press, press, press. Okay, so once you press it, all right, it should look like that once you're done. All right, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead again and put my stuffing back in. All right, so once I'm done, it looks like that. All right, again, you can keep looking. If any part of your shoe is lifted, you can go ahead and kind of like touch up and use like super glue or your glue glue, just to make sure that it sticks down. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab hold of this part of the bag. Okay, this part was the part that was holding the handles. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just take it off. I'm going to save this leather because I'm going to use it because it's leather, so I'm going to use it for something else. Okay, so I'm going to grab hold of this part. This is the part that was from the bag. So I'm just going to find a way of attaching that onto my my rope end cap. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of my jump ring. So I can take one of my jump ring. So I'm going to use my chain nose plier and I'm going to twist my jump ring to open. Okay, oh sorry. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my jump ring, loop it through the hole on the rope end cap. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, hold on, I'm just trying to see which, okay, actually let me twist because obviously I need to twist, yeah, making sure that my loop on the rope end cap is facing this way. Okay, so as you can see how my jump ring is. So I'm just going to take that this part from my bag, pass it through the middle like so. The glue, the cap is still swivelly, still moving around because the glue is not dry, completely dry, so I have to leave it for 24 hours anyway to dry. So but because obviously I'm still doing this project, I will have to, maybe once I'm done, leave it for 24 hours for everything to dry. So I'm just going to close back my jump ring again. So once I close my jump ring, it looks something like that. Okay, that's what it looks like that. So make sure that you jump, when you're closing your jump ring, make sure that these parts are completely closed. Okay, you can see there's still a gap in the middle of my jump ring. So I'm just gonna now twist to close. So twist to close, okay? And then I'm gonna take my jump ring, my chain nose plier. I'm gonna flatten the top. All right. So once I'm done, it looks something like that. All right. Okay. But obviously, you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh, you don't want it to move around as much. So what you can do is, I'm gonna take either you can wrap it around, or I mean, if I don't mind it moving around, to be honest with you, because obviously it is like a jewelry for your feet in a way. Okay, I don't mind it moving around. You can even move to the side like that. It's okay, it's all right, I don't mind, if I'm being honest. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab hold of my necklace. Okay, so this is my necklace. I'm just going to move my shoes to one side, so hopefully that's drying on the side. So this is my necklace here. So this part is going to go on your ankle. All right, so the best thing I'll probably tell you to do is just wrap around your ankle to measure out the size of the ankle. So in a way, like a bracelet it will create like a bracelet for your ankle. So you just go around and measure around the circumference of your ankle, and then you can just cut the desired length you need. Okay, but obviously for this, I'm not really keen on this rope end cap, because obviously it's gone a bit rusty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the old cap. All right, okay, that's the old cap. As you can see here, I'm going to cut off that part that was part of it. So hopefully this cap should fit this cap here. Fantastic, that's good. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab hold, okay, of that side. I'm going to measure out my wrist. Let me just measure out my ankle. Okay, just measure it around. Okay, so I've measured out the circumference of my ankle. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to trim it off from here. Okay, so cut. It is quite a chunky, very, very thick necklace. So it is proving quite a bit of a challenge to cut. Okay, all right, so here, so I've got this part here. All right, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and now finish it. So once I've done that, I've cut the two of my circumference of my ankle. Okay, so obviously I'm going to place this is what it looks like with all this part hanging out, so I'm just going to take one for now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to now make sure I tidy up my necklace. Okay, so snip off the parts that I don't need. So bear with me. So there's a chain here that was part of the necklace. I'm just going to take that out as well. Okay, I'm just going to take my rope end cap and make sure that it fits over. Measure it out to make sure that it fits over. Okay, fits on top of the rope, the necklace. So I'm just going to take my uhu glue. I'm going to put some uhu glue inside, swivel it to the side. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat the same thing, and then put my super glue, touching up the super glue on the sides of the rope end cap. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that part, the chain, onto inside, and I'm going to now tuck in. So using you can use a pencil, or you can use scissors, or you can use round nose pliers, something sharp, just to push that rope into the rope end cap. Okay, so I'm just pushing that in. Okay, so push that in. This part here, we're going to trim that part off because obviously we don't need that. So push this ends in. Okay, repeat the same thing. All right, and then making sure, and you can twist it to make sure that everything is inside. Okay, all right, so as you're doing this, make sure that the hole on your rope end cap is facing up, so like that way. All right, it's facing that way. So I'm going to take another rope end cap, and I'm going to now put Another uhu glue again. Swivel it to the side. Okay. And then I'm gonna put my super glue to the side again. Okay. And then I'm gonna now take my rope end, the end of my rope necklace. I'm just gonna now push it in. Okay, swivel, making sure that both ends of the cap are, the holes are facing up like so. Okay, all right, like that. All right, okay, here. So I'm just gonna twist it, and then there's this chain here that is poking out, which was part of the design. It's okay, I can always trim that off because I really, so trim that off, make sure that everything is neat and tidy. Okay, so once I'm done with that, this is what it looks like. Your rope end cap looks like that. Again, I have to make sure that both ends are facing forward like that. Okay, so essentially you can actually make a bracelet. Let me say a bracelet out of this. Let's say, for instance, if you're making a bracelet, you can make a bracelet out of this now. Okay, so let me just move this out of it because I don't need that anymore because it is tarnished, and it does actually, I might keep that because I might cover it with fabric for something else. Okay, so I'll grab hold of my shoe, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this cover. I'm gonna try and wrap this, okay, because obviously it doesn't quite go with the color, unless if I wanna, I mean I can still wear it like that, but I'm gonna cover the sides of the, I'm gonna cover the sides. So what I'm going to do is, this is a part of the shoe, the bag, leather on the back, so I'm just gonna split that into two. So I'm just gonna move all these pliers. There's so many pliers on the table. Okay, so I'm gonna split that into two. So I'm just gonna cut that directly in the middle like so. Okay, like I said, nothing goes to waste. We need to use every part of that bag. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this part of my necklace. Again, I can leave it if I want to, but let me just cover it because obviously it doesn't go, it's not the same color as the shoes. So I'm just going to now put a little bit of my, okay, bear with me, let me just grab hold of that. So I need to open up the, okay, I need to open up the hole on my, okay, so I'm just gonna now place my super glue, just a thin amount, okay, and I'm gonna place my leather from my bag over that. So I'm just gonna now make sure I cover the ends like so. Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna now put some more here before I completely wrap my necklace, my bracelet, sorry, my well, we'll call it anklet at this point. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and then wrap. Okay, so this part here from the bag, the ripped part, I'm just gonna put some super glue there just to hold that down so that it doesn't show that much. Okay, so I'm just gonna place that round like so, like that. Okay, we're just wrapping it round like that. So you can put like super glue in between each wrap if you wish. So when I get to the end here, I'm just gonna now place that there. I'm gonna now put that here, and I'm gonna put some more here. I'm gonna wrap it over, pull, as you're wrapping it over, make sure you pull it. Okay, so I'm gonna put some more super glue there. I'm just gonna now, ooh, okay, all right, so you see, I mean, we've got this part here, base showing, nah, we still need to finish it off. That's not how we want it to go. So you see this other part from the bag that I mentioned about, this other parts was from like this part was actually attached onto the zipper to help it, like to help pull the bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna now use this to cover those areas. So I'm gonna start here, and then let me find a way of incorporating that into, okay, so I'm just gonna take, you can either use wool glue again or super glue. So I'm just gonna take my glue, pass it through like so here. Okay, hold on to it tightly because we want that to dry on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that strap in between, so it's here, it's going to cover. So I'm going to put my glue here to cover that part. Okay, so I'm just going to keep putting my glue to cover the old, the revealing parts of the necklace. Okay, so just keep putting super glue, or you can use Uhu glue at this point if you wish. Okay, all right, so just keep putting it, put glue here. Okay, and then put Uhu glue here. Just keep putting glue just to cover. You can see what we're doing here. We're covering that part of the necklace. Okay, so just keep putting that. Okay, careful as well, because obviously it's super glue, so you don't want to glue your finger as well. So just keep gluing. Okay, so when you get to the end here, so I'm just going to put super glue again, put that here and pull it tightly, and then wrap it round so again, bring it round, pass it through here, wrap it round, and then trim it off here. Okay, so when you trim it off there, I always keep everything because they always come in handy. So I'm just going to keep that little scrap there. You see this part here, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to now press it so that it can dry. Okay, so again, when you're doing this, be very, very careful with your finger. Okay, all right, so once you're done, you've got this part. You can see how we've covered the necklace, so you can't really see it that much anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off this thread here. All right, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring the shoes. Okay, so this is how we want it to be on the shoe. All right, so this is going to wrap on the ankle part of the shoe. Okay, so here I was thinking either I bring this part from the bag, okay, from the bag, where the stitching with where we took out, you see, this part where we took out from the handle, either we take that out, and then I can bring it in like so, pass it through here, and then attach my handle like that, or I can do that. Okay, attach it onto this part, and then obviously that wraps around the ankle. Or I was thinking initially of maybe using my jump rings, attaching it here, and then using chains to attach it. So that's what I'm still deliberating. I'm still thinking as I was making this. I'm thinking of other ways I can kind of hang it up. But I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? Let me see. I think we can actually wrap it. Let me see whether we can wrap it here, or if we use a much thicker jump ring. I've got this bigger jump ring here. Okay, let me open up the jump ring. Where they fit in? Let's see whether they fit in through here. So I've gone ahead and put the jump ring onto the anklet here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my smaller jump ring. So I'm going to use my bent nose plier and my chain nose plier. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this part of my sandals through that link, the jump ring here. I'm going to go ahead and close the jump ring. Okay, and I'll make sure that both ends are closed, okay, because I don't want any gaps on my jump ring. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just bend that. So once I'm done, it should look something like that. Okay, then I'm gonna I want to add this bit around the shoe. So I'm going to quickly go around and use my Uhu glue. I'm going to put the Uhu glue just around the edges of my shoe like so. Okay, just gonna put some more here. Okay, I'm not gonna use super glue as well. So you don't have to use super glue or Hoo glue or use 6000 glue or Hoo glue if you're doing this. You can also just use Hoo glue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place that. So I'm just gonna take this part of the necklace. I'm just gonna put that here, okay? And then it's gonna put that. I mean, this was just like a last minute thing I've just added because I felt like it needed that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the same thing on the side here, bringing it to the side here, like so. Okay, here, and then I'm gonna put again my glue on the side. Okay, putting the glue on the side here, and then I'm gonna now place my chain to the back, and then pushing it against, you know, the bag strap. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna now trim off this part here, the tip of my necklace, making sure that this part, obviously we're going to leave it for 24 hours to dry, and then I'm going to take this part of my slippers, I'm going to apply the Hoo glue there at the back and the super glue. Sorry, this, I need to make a hole. That's super glue. Okay, just put super glue there, tucking this part of the chain onto the back of this part, and then I'm gonna now push that down. Okay, so hopefully by the time we are done, 24 hours, it should be able to dry like really flat like that. So it should be like that. Okay, then to finish off the strap, so as we're leaving that to dry, to finish off the strap of our bracelet, anklet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of a chain. So maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, maybe use about 8 links of my chain, and I'm gonna now pull. So I'm just gonna make it so I can bring out the link here, and then again, depending on the side that you normally wear your bracelet or your necklace, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of my my jump ring. I'm going to place my jump ring through the loop on the rope end cap like so. Okay, and then I'm going to pass through my jump ring onto, and then I'm going to now close it. So I'm going to use my chain nose plier and my bent nose plier. I'm going to now twist. Okay, so bear with me. So twist to close, okay? And I'm going to make sure, oh, okay, I didn't close it properly. Then bear with me. So I'll make sure everything is closed. So twist to open. Let me open up my jump ring. And then I'm going to link my lobster clasp through. And I'm going to now twist to close, making sure that both ends of my wire are closed. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing for the side as well, for the other side. Bear with me. Ooh, okay, now get on that jump ring. Ooh. Okay, twist it open. I'm going to link it through here, and then I'm going to link my chain, and then I'm going to now twist to close my jump ring. Okay, so once you've done that, make sure that your jump rings are closed. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead, and essentially that's what it looks like. Our shoes look like. So obviously you leave everything to dry for 24 hours so that all the glues and everything are all dry. So once you're done, this is what your shoes should look like, and then that's the opposite side of it. That's it. That's what it looks like. Okay, so these are fun pair of sandals that you can actually, you know, you can see we've actually recycled like old back buckle, back strap to make these shoes, but I'm just going to model it and then so you can see what it looks like. But anyway, thank you so much. If you enjoyed watching this tutorial, please do not forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. I would really much appreciate that. Thank you so much and have the most amazing day. Take care. I'll show you what it looks like on my feet.